What's going on, YouTube? It's your man Zay Flow. Welcome back to another episode here on Zay Flow Chronicles. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And if you're into the type of content that I'm dropping or you can't wait for the next episode, make sure you hit that notification bell so you'll be notified as soon as I drop new content. If you already subscribed to the channel, I definitely appreciate your support more than you possibly know. Growing a fan base on YouTube, it's not the easiest thing. But every sub gets me excited, because it's just one step closer to the page blowing up because everything over here is authentic, you know. And today, I'm not going to be giving a paranormal story. I'm actually going to be talking about an event that happened when I was 14 years old, man. I was home alone during a home invasion. Three dudes ran into my house, and yeah, that's a pretty intense situation to be in. A lot of people, they think they know what they would do in these situations, but until it actually happens, you don't know how you're going to react. You know what I mean? And for me to be so young when this happened, that's when I actually learned that I'm quick on my feet, and I'm also calm and collected in intense situations. That's like really when I discovered this about myself. So with that being said, man, yeah, I definitely want to put this story out there because I mean, you hear the news stories and you see little clips of people, giving interviews on whatever local news they be on, about, somebody broke into their house and they'll give a little bit of perspective, but I've never seen anybody tell a whole story about uh their firsthand experience going through a home invasion. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna definitely give y'all that story today and let you know how that went down. Obviously, it played out well because I'm still breathing. Yeah, so we're gonna get to it, man. So this whole thing went down. This was what, December 2009. Yeah, December 2009. So we at I was a freshman in high school, and we had midterms, but like when you they had a formula basically. So like when you had a certain grade point average, and then they combined that with your attendance record, depending on your grade point average in that class and your attendance record, you didn't have to take certain midterms. And so whatever it was, however they formulated this, whatever midterms it was, I didn't have to take these. So I was home alone. Um, and it was just me. My sister was at school, so if I was a freshman, she was what, in fucking fifth grade, and then my parents were at work. I was actually grounded, or as black people like to call it, on punishment. I was on punishment, so I wasn't supposed to be playing the game, watching TV. I wasn't supposed to be doing shit, but I'm home alone all day, nigga. I'm watching TV, so that's what I was doing. So this is what happened. I'm just sitting. I'm sitting. A matter of fact, I was in my sister's room watching TV, and my doorbell starts ringing. And so I'm like, well, who could this be? You know what I mean? Like, there's no cars in the driveway. Um, if you, I feel like I should give us a little bit of context. If you've seen my other episode, this is not the townhouse that we lived in. At this point, this is like the nicest house I've ever lived in, uh, growing up. My mom had married my stepdad, you know what I mean? So their combined incomes, they were able to afford pretty nice place. Especially considering where we came from. So yeah, that was a nice setup. And so um anyway, I feel like I'm getting a little sidetracked. I'm sitting there and I'm watching TV, and somebody starts ringing my doorbell. And I'm like, who the fuck is ringing the doorbell? Because it's not like a ring and then wait. It's like they're ringing, 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 ringing. And I'm like, what? Like, in my head, I'm like, what the fuck? So I go downstairs, and I remember, like, I could have looked out the peephole, but I didn't. There was a window on the front porch. And what I did, I just looked. You know how when you got your blinds, like there's your window, and then you got your blinds hanging, but there's a small space that's naturally going to be there. I just looked, you know, and I can see a dude, but I really, you know, I can't see every detail about him, but I can see this dude. And then I see another dude walking back and forth in front of my house. And so it kind of just clicked in my head, like something is up, because they ringing my doorbell too fucking much. And I'm gonna go ahead and break down the layout of this house so you can get an idea of how this shit went down. So you're ringing my doorbell. You're the guy who is part of this story. Let's say you were a guest and I let you in. Open the door. You have walked into our living room. All right. Open the door. You walk in. Good sized living room. When you look up, you see a balcony inside the house. Upstairs was where me and my sister, that's where our rooms were. So there was like an area where we kept the computer. We had the computer on the computer desk over there. My sister and I had our bathroom. There was her room, there was my room, and there was a storage closet. When you kept going, you just walked straight into the living room. You've now walked through a threshold. You stop. To your left, there's a guest bathroom. Like, it's just a toilet. There's no bathtub in there. And then directly on the opposite wall of the guest bathroom is the door to the garage. All right. So like I said, you just took one step into this threshold. Take one more step, you're in the kitchen. You know, pantries to your left, sink, stove, fridge is to your right. You know, we had a bar above the sink. Go past the sink, now you're in the dining room. So there's no wall. It's just the, you know, the sink and the bar that is connected. The living room, the kitchen and the dining room were kind of just one big room, just separated by the bar, you know. So like I said, you just took one step past the bar. Now right there to your right is the kitchen table. To your left, it's the little storage closet where we kept the washer and dryer. Okay? So this is the wall where the washer and dryer are. Table's here. You walk, and then to your left, now you have walked and done a left face. Okay? Now you're looking directly at my mom's room, the master bedroom. All right? And then you take one step before you get into the master bedroom. If you look to your right, that's the back door. You look to your left, that's the steps leading upstairs to the balcony where our bedrooms were. All right. So that's important that I, you know, broke that down for you guys. And of course, when you went into my mom's room, they had a bathroom, walk-in closet, all that shit. So anyway, the dude is ringing the doorbell nonstop. And mind you, as kids, we didn't open the door for people when our parents weren't home. You know what I mean? Like, as I got older, and at this point I was 14, if it was one of my friends, I might have opened it and be like, I can't come out till later on, you know what I'm saying? But I was on punishment anyway, so that just wasn't gonna happen. But I didn't know this nigga. And I see the other dude walking, and then they walk off and they walk to the side of they just walk out of view, right? So I'm like, And I'm about to go upstairs, but I have to, the bottom of the stairs are right here in front of the back door. And so as I'm back here, I hear voices. And I hear them like, hey, you do it, man. I did it. You did it last time. No, I did that shit last time. You know what I'm saying? You do it. So I know, like, it clicks in my head. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I really discovered this about myself in this situation, that I am good under pressure. So I run up the stairs, but I'm being as quiet as possible, right? I know the stairs that creak. Plus, at this point, I'm 14. I played baseball. I played football. I ran track. Nigga, I was an athlete. And I stayed outside all the time, playing outside. You know what I'm saying? So, I was in good shape. And run upstairs, get to my room, and as I close my door, like, it's like as soon as my door, you know, closes, all I hear is boom. That, what I just heard, was the door getting kicked in. The whole fucking door frame came off, you know what I'm saying? And I'm hearing footsteps, you know what I'm saying? They running inside, right? So now in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, like, shit is definitely real. Okay, we didn't own guns. There were guns in my dad's house, but we didn't have guns when me living with my mother, we didn't have guns. That changed later on, but at this point, we didn't have guns. So I'm in my room, and I had a big ass room. I'm not even gonna lie, that's the biggest bedroom I have ever had. And I'm like, fuck. I wanted to move my dresser in front of the door to block it, but I was like, I can't move this quick enough and quiet enough without being heard. Okay? That option is out of the way. I had 2 windows in my room, but we lived on the second floor, right? Well, lived on the second floor. My bedroom was on the second floor. That's what I mean to say. So one window, if I jumped out, I would land by the AC unit, you know, outside, you know, the thing you having the fan spinning in it and shit. I would land next to that, but it's still high. I mean, bro, probably fucking 20 feet, man. And then my other window, I would have jumped down and landed on the driveway. So that was definitely out of the question. Plus, our driveway was on a hill. It was slanted. I would have jumped like that slant make it probably like 23 feet. You know what I'm saying? And it's on concrete. That was definitely not happening. So I'm like, okay, fuck. So I was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. Because I had already locked my door, but with even probably a super hard push, the door would probably fly open. So I'm like, okay. And so I get in the closet, because my closet, it wasn't very deep. I mean, you know, a closet, you can hang clothes up in there, right? But it wasn't as deep as it was long. This closet was probably like 10 feet long. You know what I mean? Like maybe even, yeah, probably about 10, 11 feet long. It was a long ass closet. And I had a lot of clothes hung up. And then also, because I played so many sports, I had so many sports bags in there as well. And my closet didn't have a light in it, you know? So I got in the closet and basically just put myself in the back in the dark. And then I'm like, you know, I'm on the floor, and I also had a baseball bat with me because I played baseball. And so now it's like, okay, I got to call the police. First thing that comes in my mind, no bullshit, this is a fact. The first thing that comes in my mind, I was like, in the movies, the killer's always about to walk out, and the person was on the phone with the police, but they hung up, and then the police call back, and the phone rings, and they come back and get killed. This came in my head like that. So I put my phone on silent, right? And I call the police, and so it's like 911, blah, 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 what's your emergency? And I'm like, hey, I'm whispering to the police. I'm like, hey, I'm 14, I'm home alone. There are 3 dudes that just kicked my door in. I can hear them downstairs. They just broke in. I need y'all to send somebody. You know, I gave the address. And the dispatcher, she said, hold on. Because the city that we were in, you know, I'm not going to give the name of the city. She said, you're in the next city over. So somehow my cell phone connected me to the next city over. So she connected me with the dispatcher from my city. So I'm on 3-way with the police. Me and 2 dispatchers. And, you know, they connect, and then she's like, hey, she briefs the second dispatcher, the correct dispatcher, basically. Briefs her, hey, this is what's going on. We got a 14-year-old child at home. He's got 3 people in his house, and he's hiding in the closet, you know. And so, you know, they told me, they were like, hey, just stay calm. You know, dispatcher's on the way. And you got to understand, the whole time, my heart was racing, but my mind was calm. Like, I wasn't like, please come. No. I promise. I was very calm. I was like, all right, I'm going to stay right here. Okay, cool. Wait. I said, I would tell the dispatchers, be quiet. Hold on, I'm listening. You know, I was like, I didn't even know what tactical was at that point, but I guess being as tactical as a 14-year-old could be, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was very collected. I didn't have time to be scared. You know, I remember my mom asked me after all this shit went down, like, were you scared? And I was like, Mom, honestly, no. I said, it's a scary situation, and I recognized that I was in danger, but I wasn't scared. I knew that I was just in survival mode. There was no fear. It was just like, I gotta fucking make it out of this. So I'm on the phone with the dispatchers, right? And they tell me the police are on the way. And then I don't know if it must have been like maybe 3 minutes or something. I can't even remember the time, but it wasn't long. I'm listening the whole time. I got the phone to my ear, but I'm also listening because at first I could hear them, running around everywhere, you know what I'm saying? And I was also listening for steps coming up the stairs. I was definitely listening for that because if I heard that, because I knew the steps creak too, but they would probably run up the stairs anyway, then it's really a problem right now. And I never heard that, luckily. And so I remember telling this dispatchers, I was like, hey, I'm finna go check if they're still here. And they were like, no, no, no. I said, no, I'm finna go check. I said, I'm not about to sit here in this closet because I felt like a sitting duck. I was cornered. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, I couldn't jump out the windows. I guess I technically could jump out of one, probably break my leg. I'm for sure going to break my leg jumping out the one in front of the fucking driveway. So I was like, I said, hey, y'all be quiet. I told the dispatchers, I said, hey, y'all be quiet. You know what I'm saying? You know how when you driving, you got to turn the music down, like, shut up, I can't see. It was kind of like that. I was like, hey, y'all be quiet. I told both the dispatchers, hey, be quiet, shut up, be quiet. Open the door. I creep out my room. I look to the left because, like, when I walked out my bedroom, all I had to do was turn left and walk, and then I would hit the stairs and then go downstairs. I can see the back door wide open. Like I said, I can see the fucking door frame broke, wood on the floor and shit. It's wide open. I look over the balcony, looking down into the living room, because I remember I used to jump off of the balcony and jump on the couch, which, my mom used to get on my ass about that, but I would do it. You know what I'm saying? I was a kid, man. And yeah, so I'm looking, I don't see nobody, I don't hear nobody. And so in my mind, I'm like, okay, all I gotta do is get outside. I am amped the fuck up on adrenaline right now. I'm already fast, but as amped up as I am right now, nigga, once I'm outside, nobody will catch me. That's all, like, in my mind, that's what it was. I don't give a fuck what these niggas talking about. They can be Olympians. They not catching me. You know what I'm saying? Like, once I'm out here, it's, I'm out of there. So I fucking ran downstairs, and I ran outside, and I ran to the side of my house. And my neighbor, the guy, so like the house across the street from us, my neighbor, he was outside and he had a shotgun, big ass shotgun. And he was like, yo, you all right? And I was like, yeah. I said, man, they broke in my house. He said, I saw them motherfuckers. And so me still on the phone with the police, I said, hey, I'm outside. I said, I'm good. I said, they gone. I said, but my neighbor is out here with a shotgun. And I feel like hindsight, I feel like it's a good thing I told them this, because we've all seen, you know what I'm saying, the shit that be going on with black men and cops. And he was a black man. So I'm definitely glad that I let them know that, because I told him, hey, the cops coming, man. So, and I can't remember, but I think he put the gun like on the hood of his car, you know what I'm saying? But I told him already, hey, I'm with my neighbor. And so now they said, okay, the cops are pulling up. And then I seen the cops coming, because we lived on the hill. I seen them coming. I said, I see the cops. I said, I gotta go. I gotta call my mom. Like, all right, bet. Hang up. So my mom and my stepdad, they actually worked at the same place. That's where they met, actually. And where they worked at, my mom, she already let us know, like, hey, I mean, if it's an emergency, you guys call me, but don't call me while I'm at work. We would text. You know what I'm saying? But she knew that we knew better not to call her. And I remember she told me, she was like, I seen you calling me. And she, like, in her mind, she was like, why would Zay be calling me? He knows not to call me at work. And I remember she answered the phone. And she said, what's up, Zay? I said, Mom, I said, hey, you got to come home. I said, the police are on the way. I said, 3 dudes just broke into the house. And I heard her yell. She yelled at her friend, like, hey, clock me out, like, log me out of her. She said, log me out of my computer. And she yelled for her other friend to go get my stepdad. And even though they worked at the same place, they drove separate vehicles. A normal drive to where they worked at was probably like 30 minutes from the house. I am not bullshitting. I am not bullshitting. I swear to God, they got to the house in like 12 minutes. Like, nigga, a normal 30-minute drive, they got to that bitch in like 12 minutes. They got home quick as fuck. You know, and I remember I laughed, you know, telling my mom about it. Like, man, I remember seeing when y'all pulled up, I was like, damn. And she said, yeah, it wasn't no fucking speed limit that day. You told me that shit. But yeah, I said, Mom, you got to get home. After she yelled to her people, hey, go get such and such, and log me out. And then she was like, you all right? I said, yeah, I'm good. You know, and yeah, so they came. Police came and, you know, gave them the description of what the people I saw. And the dudes actually ended up getting caught. They actually caught one guy, and no, they caught two of the guys at one guy's house. And then one of them started snitching, and they went and got the other, and then they all got you know what I'm saying? Whatever the fuck happened, I don't even know. But I know they got some felonies, you know what I'm saying? Like, they definitely, whatever the fuck happened, because it turned out the dude that was snitching, that nigga really started snitching. And I should have talked to my mom before I started telling y'all this story, but if I'm not mistaken, that they ended up confessing to like 30 home robberies. Like, it was like 30, because we lived in a big ass neighborhood and they've been hitting licks left and right. But with the situation that they just did, it's different now, because with me being home, that is not a robbery. That's a home invasion. That's a whole other fucking ball game. I never found out if they had weapons or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what played out. I don't know how it ended up going for them. But I do know that the severity of the situation was pretty fucking serious for them. You know, and looking back at this situation in hindsight, man, I mean, honestly, you know, if these dudes see this video and like, I think he's talking about me, understand, man, you are so fucking blessed that this did not happen with me now, with, you know, the training that I have now and the mindset that I have now, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been in situations where I not only was justified to kill, but fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, I done been there, man. I done been stabbed, been around car bombs that detonated. Like, I done been shot at, bro. I got experiences in life for real, man. The layout of the house that we lived in, they would have been fucked if I would have been armed. They would have been fucked. Because, for one, I could have just been on the steps waiting for them. The second they kicked the door in, boom, they out the door. The first guy's fucked. Other ones, depending on how my shooting would be as a 14-year-old, that's one thing. But me, as now, if that happened, they would be fucked. You know what I'm saying? Or if I would have waited for them to run into the living room, because like I said, they never ran upstairs. One ran into my mom's room, and I guess the other two ran into the living room. But from the living room, from the upstairs, there's only one way up there. You got to come up the stairs. So if I got a gun, you ain't coming. But I could also look over the balcony down into the living room. They would have been fucked. They don't know how fucked they would have been, man. I would have blew them out their fucking socks if that would have happened today. They got so blessed, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what happened to these dudes, but if they ever see this and think that this was them, it probably was you, man. And I swear to God, you don't understand how lucky you got. I had to drop on all of you motherfuckers. Like, if I would have just patiently waited, armed, you wouldn't be alive. I don't even know if they're alive today, but if they seeing it, obviously they are alive. You would be 6 feet. You would be 6 feet. There is no question about this. You don't understand how fucked you would have been. You know, and I'm looking at this from the perspective that I have now. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm ex-military. I've got tactical training. I've done nuclear security. I've done some security for some delegates. Yeah, they would have been out of there, man. So, yeah. And I know a lot of people that might view this video or you know, especially with today's the culture. When I say the culture, you know what I'm talking about. The culture, you know, oh, he told the police, you know, he gave a statement to the police. I'm like, bro, I was a 14-year-old kid, man. You know what I mean? Like, I was a 14-year-old kid. What the fuck else was I supposed to do? They just broke into my house. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I would get in the shit as a kid, and I had my troubles, but I wasn't hitting licks, bro. That just wasn't me. You know what I mean? Um, yeah. So, if y'all enjoyed this story, firsthand point of view of a person who has actually been through a home invasion, then yeah, you know, hit that like and subscribe button. I've got more stories about other events that have happened in my life. Um, I might end up giving y'all a story from the military pretty soon. And yeah, don't break into houses, especially now, because if you run in that motherfucker and there's somebody like me in there, you're not gonna walk out. I was a kid then, I'm a man now. I ain't sparing shit, especially as a father. It's not happening. So always protect yours. Always be ready. Stay ready. So you ain't gotta get ready. Don't ever think it can't happen to you. Especially the men, not even just the men, just the parents out there. Protect your family by all means, by any means. So other than that, man, y'all be easy.